All right, it's time. It's time to get real. So what is today? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday the 10th. Time to slam some legs. And I'm not talking hamstrings or quads. I'm talking hamstrings and quads. This is going to be freaking everything. So, sometimes I like doing a quad only day. If you're really going to kill quads, I think that's not a bad approach. You get all the freaking energy that you've got to just pour into leg press, leg extensions, everything else. And you don't have to think about hamstrings or, whatever. But I don't think every quad day has to be on its own. Plus, when you do hamstrings first, right, get your hamstrings perfectly warmed up. It's not like they're really helping a ton in your pressing movements, but they do get activated. So if you warm them up by hitting them first, leg extensions, leg curls, or leg curls, RDLs, whatever. By the time you squat, and I think you have to have hamstrings of a certain size, but not like gargantuan. If your hamstrings are pumped, then as you bend your leg, your hamstrings are going to run into your calves a little bit, and it's going to give yourself some assistance in the bottom of whatever movement you're doing. I can definitely tell when I've got a big hamstring pump, it almost helps a little bit in the bottom of a squat. So not so much that it's like a slingshot kind of feeling, but it definitely makes the movement feel better. So today I'll be hamstrings first, not crazy, leg curls, maybe some RDLs, a little bit of adductors. Just to get them warmed up though, I'll finish adductors off at the end. Well, calves at the end as well, but then quads will be kind of the main course. I'm looking at hamstrings like, I guess, would that be your entree? No, that'd be your starter. I don't know, whatever. But hamstrings is first, not the most intense part. Really a lot of squeezing, burning, activating kind of feelings. And I'm going to make quads sort of the star of the show. Because if I camp out on a leg press, even if it's not super heavy, let's say maybe the equivalent of like 8 plates on a hammer strength leg press. If you have that machine, you know what I'm talking about. And 8's pretty doable. 8 is like a couple 15, 20 rep sets in a row. So it's not like I'm ever pushing it so hard I think I'm going to tear something. But if I do 4 of those sets in a row, maybe not to total failure, but getting pretty close, it's just going to wreck my quads and give my hamstrings a little extra stimulation. Just because they do come into play, especially on like a sled-based press. But we'll see. Last time I was in here, all I did was squats and leg extensions. So today will be a little bit different. But if you're tuning in, I guess that means you actually hit quads. You actually hit your legs. So for me, I definitely recall skipping legs for a while when I was a beginner. I'm talking year 1, year 2. It was just arms, shoulders, chest, and back. And that was kind of the end of it. Even once I got into some quads, it still took me a minute to start doing hamstrings, because for whatever reason in my head I was thinking, well, why would I want the back of my leg to be big? I want the front of my leg, my quads, only to really, be the star of the show. Who cares about the back? Flawed mentality. I don't know what the hell got me thinking that. Total fool. Total freaking fool. But what got me really excited about quads and legs in general, definitely some Tom Platz in there, but a lot of Clarence Kennedy. This is back in like the Juji Mufu videos where it was him and Clarence, and they'd go to a couple gyms, or they'd just be in their little garage gym, and they'd be squatting, and Clarence is hitting like 555 for 5 for 5. So 5 sets of 5 with the 555, or stuff like that. He's more of an Olympic lifter, but his squat was just crazy. So that's what got me into heel elevation. I don't like squat shoes. I don't feel like that's enough heel elevation for me, just because my ankles are, not even that my ankles are like crazy tight. It's just, I kind of like the feeling of getting my heels up on a 25-pound bumper plate. That just feels a little more natural for me to squat on. But just watching him squat was what really got me going. So I remember still being back in high school, I'm ripping a set of like 315. Felt like it was 1,000,000 pounds on my back, and I'd be watching clips of him squatting just to get me in the freaking zone. So not a bad way to go about it. Obviously, we want big legs for us, individually, right? I want my legs to grow because I want bigger legs. But it doesn't hurt to look up to, it doesn't even have to be someone who's bigger. Just watching somebody who's really bringing it with their training, quad wise, hamstring wise, that just gets me excited, So it's all about, I guess we'll call it that relative effort. Because if I watch some guy come in the gym and do 4 plates for like 2, and then he racks it, I don't know why he would only do 2, but whatever. And he could totally do more. And he just racks it, moves on. Whatever, right? That's well within his ability. So the guy just did a set at like, RPE 3, right? So rate of perceived exertion 3. 10 is insane, as hard as you can go. 0 is nothing. So, he just kind of did a little something. But if I watched a dude hit 225 for 10 and he was going nuts, like that 10th rep, you didn't even think he was going to get the 8th rep, and then he actually manages to pull 2 more out. That is what I consider impressive. So that's just a me thing, but it's like, does it really matter if someone's lifting 4 plates on their back versus 2? Because if that's really as heavy as they can go for 10, well, the set feels just as hard for each of them. You know what I'm saying? So if you could somehow put electrodes all over their head and get like a, what's the word? Like a brainwave reading of how hard they're going. If the guy doing 4 plates and the guy doing 2 plates both have the same readings of exertion, well, as far as I'm concerned, they're both killing it just as hard as each other. One guy has just been doing it for a lot longer, and maybe he has different goals, which is why he's up there moving that much more weight. But, that's more of a situation of circumstance. So this goes back to when I was younger. I'm talking like 15, 16-year-old Sam. I've got old pictures of me in my little basement gym. I'm wearing like a Mickey Mouse tank top, hitting a front double bi. Felt like a beast. I think I was like 150 at the time. But even back then, I think this is probably the luckiest mentality that I ever had. Was in my head, I'm thinking, all right, just wait for it. Just wait for it. These guys there's a dude in my YMCA, total freak. I've done 4 plates on incline before, but this guy's doing 4 for like a legit, casual, super slow, just controlled set of like 12. Total nutcase. And I remember thinking, all right, just wait for it. You've just been doing it for longer. All right, as long as we're doing the same thing and I just keep doing it, I've got no choice but to catch up. It's not even a question of belief. It's more so a deeper kind of understanding of the idea that if you just keep training, you're going to make progress. As long as you're bringing it with your training, of course. But I think that's where people who haven't gotten into the gym yet, they haven't done the routine, they haven't looked into macros or calories, and they know cardio is good, but they haven't really, they haven't actually started doing it. You've got a lot of unknowns. You've got a lot of variables that you don't have control over yet. And that sucks. That kind of makes you feel uneasy. You're not so sure of yourself. Like, okay, am I really going to be able to do this? I know a couple of my buddies that are in the gym, but they've been doing it for like 2 years. How the hell am I supposed to, be on their level if I'm just, joining as a freaking beginner? And I think the best thing you can do is just try to reduce those unknown variables. With your calories, the only reason I can grow and shrink, at least, let's say grow and get leaner as consistently as I have, is because I monitor my freaking food, And on days where maybe I don't weigh everything, I still have a good grip of like, all right, just had dinner, steak, couple mashed potato bites, mushrooms, something else, I don't remember. You can kind of estimate how many calories you just had, and that is way better than just completely freeballing it and not even keeping track of anything. So, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stick to my cardio. Well, just try it. And then if you do it well enough, long enough, and by well I just mean consistently, plus you actually see yourself get some results, I'd say 3 months into legit working out, you will definitely notice a difference. Either size, strength, leanness, whatever. That's just that confirmation that what you've been doing has been working. And now instead of thinking like, okay, I think I'll be able to do it, maybe I'll be able to do it, I'll be able to do it. It's as guaranteed as if you were to knock over a cup of milk. What do you think is going to happen? Is it going to bounce off the floor, spill nothing, and then land back in your hand? Right? No fucking chance. We all know what's going to happen. So just by having that kind of really objective look at what your training is and what it will do if you stick to it, that gets me excited. You know, I know for a fact if over the next, like, I don't know, let's say 3 months, I completely stopped training, I completely stopped eating well, all I ate was junk, like total trash, did no cardio, and got no physical activity, oof. I mean, I guess I'm not sure how bad that would affect me. I'm talking pounds of fat gain, cardiovascular system would go to shit, start losing muscle, start losing a crap ton of strength. And that's a guarantee. You know, we all know that. And we can believe that pretty wholeheartedly. But when it comes to the benefits, when it comes to, okay, if I really lock in, for whatever reason, we're not so certain that that's going to be guaranteed progress. So I guess I don't want to say you want to have a level of delusion, but you know, the guys who I think really kill it have a certain, I'll say self-belief, but it's more of like self-assurance that they know they're going to get after it. And if once you know that for long enough, you don't have to convince yourself. You don't have to convince anybody else either. You think anybody's thinking, I wonder if Sam worked out today. I wonder if Sam, I don't know, maybe Sam took 2 weeks off. Maybe he's slacking off. I certainly hope nobody's thinking that. But either way, now I'm getting myself excited for quads. But let's park this thing. Since quads or legs is a longer day, I'm only drinking my pre now because hamstrings, I don't really need to be super caffeinated, but quads, I want it to be kicking in. So I'm gonna park, slam this, walk in, and then get started. So let's go grab a leg curl or something. Seated curls first, and we'll go from there. Come on. There we go. All right. Oh my God. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, this feels really good today. I've had as many more as I feel like. All right. Okay. Holy crap. Okay, 2 more. And some leg curls. Okay. Oh, crap. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Now let's grab a laying curl. Ooh. Yeah. I'll see some people say leg curls are like the accessory movement and RDL should be your primary hamstring builder. I disagree. Now, I'm not saying RDLs are bad. That's certainly not what I'm trying to get at. But you can kill your hamstrings on leg curls. And if you get a full stretch at the top, dude, frankly, I love them. But let's move on. All right, this is a heavy ass curl, so I can't do the stack. But a little more than half the stack will be perfect. And these will be faster reps. Those ones were heavy, holding, burning. So just a little different. Two. Two. Okay. I think one more of those. That'll be all. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's jump on the leg extension. That's enough for hams. Woo. Yeah, man, they're pumped. Let's start with light-ish squeezing leg extensions. I think we're squatting. I'll do a feeler rep, of course. I'm not going to squat if I feel something's off. But I feel pretty good so far. All right. 5 each side alternating. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Okay. All right, a little heavier for the next one. And that kind of serves as like a two-purpose set. A warm-up and kind of like a quad primer. But I'm already feeling pumped after one. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Oh. Let's go see how one plate feels. And then we'll go from there. Bar, mid-chest height-ish. Bumper plate about one step backward. But before I can even put this thing on my back, I gotta loosen up my shoulders. That's definitely one downside of being over 240, or at least probably over 230 even. It gets hard to reach behind yourself like that. So, a little extra stretching is required. Okay. A little narrower. Yeah. Okay. All right. Throw another plate on. I gotta be careful on that root rack. That feels like nothing though. All right, Mr. Tony, look, I hear you've been split from your, I guess significant other's not the right word. Let's say your alter ego right here. But if your strength is anything like his, then I know you're throwing some weight around over there. All right, so no slacking just because you're out of country. You better be hitting your cardio, right? And don't skip legs either. Oh yeah, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Always. I don't think there's any heaters this week. All right. Time for 4. Push is 6 to 5, and probably more on leg press next. Oh, whew. Okay. Oh my God. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Sometimes I can tell on failure, like maybe I could have got it. I was going for that shit. Whew. Okay. I think I'm gonna sit here for a moment. Whew. All right, let's do a leg press or something. Oh my God. Holy shit. I was listening to, what's it called? Betrayal. The username's ODECE. It's on SoundCloud. It's very good. If you're an Attack on Titan fan, at least. This leg press it's pretty steep. Usually a leg press is like 30 degrees. This looks like 45. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 8 will be pretty heavy here. Not like deadly heavy, but pretty heavy. Okay. Let's go for 20. There we go. All right. All right. That's okay. Okay. Oh, shit. One more of those. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. This machine is freaking heavy. Oh, damn. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, I think that might be enough heavy pressing. Let's hit some leg extensions with sissy squats. Oh, that'll be all. Oh my God. Yeah, that was a crazy set of squats. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Okay. This is the craziest leg extension ever. Like, normally the end of the range of motion at the bottom is like 90-ish. But this one I can set it or my legs just physically can't bend any further. My calves are running into the seat. So let's do like a really pause focus set. Like hold the stretch for a second, rep, back to the stretch. Then sissy squats to finish. Yeah, see what I'm fucking talking about? Oh, that's sweet. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, one more. We're freaking done. All right, last one. Let's go nuts. I'm just gonna do a regular burnout set. No stretch hold. All right, come on. Oh my God. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Let's see how quads are looking. Well, I guess really how freaking all legs are looking. All right, so immediate walkover. Don't mind the out of breathness, but that was a badass leg day. Heavy set of squats, 2 decent set of leg press. Nothing crazy, but I mean they were decent. Oh my gosh. Oh, let me just take a seat if I can take these things off. It's been a while since I wore shorts underneath the pants. Normally I just rip a freaking in the underwear pose down. But let's roll these things up and see how we're looking. Just purely on first glance, I'm feeling rather veiny. I mean, yeah, that's some separation right there. Oh. But fully pumped, you do lose a certain amount of like mid quad to outer quad to teardrop. Like when I'm completely unpumped, this muscle is actually even more separated than it is now. But yeah, check that shit out. Yeah, we got some fucking quad feathering returning. Oops. Didn't mean to shake ya. Okay. Yeah. Calves are still grainy as all hell. And they should only get freakier from here. All right. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. Legs pumped, thrashed. And now I get to head back and get some food in my system. That is the perfect ender of a leg day, in my opinion. Yeah, that gym was jumping towards the end, too. That was fun. Everybody was bringing it. There was a guy squatting before I squatted. His ass was killing it with 4 plates like a beast. Very nice. So, yeah, those first 2 reps, a little wobbly side to side. That barbell was very smooth on this shirt. That's something to consider. I should have worn the freaking OG Samsulik pumped shirt because it's got that rubber lettering on the back. So it kind of acts like one of those bench shirts where you, like it just gives you like a really sticky kind of grip onto the bench or, onto the bar. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Maybe a little chalk might have helped me. But even with a little bit of a wobbly start, yeah, I got in the groove pretty good. That was a damn good set of squats. I think I definitely could have done one more. Like that last rep, that was failure. I think I definitely had the potential to hit that one. So, kind of sucks I didn't. But, what are you going to do? I definitely felt like I was pushing as hard as I could. So that just makes me want to come back and push it even harder for the next one. That leg press was freaking heavy, though. There were 2. There was that one, and then there's one, that one was on a sled. And then there's another one that was like more of a rotational pivot kind of deal, if you know what I'm talking about. I like that kind of leg press. I probably should have done that one today. I think I might have liked it a little bit more. But the sled worked out pretty good. And those leg extension sets with the sissy squats at the end, I thought I was going to finish with 3, but just doing the 2 was, woof. I mean, that was freaking enough. So, yeah. I'm leaving today feeling like a winner, and that's what I'm aiming for. No matter what the workout, be it legs, cardio, freaking arms, shoulders, forearms, calves, adductors, lats, traps, pecs, delts, teres major, erectors. I don't know, I think that's all the muscle groups that I even know. But, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm definitely feeling hungry. I'm feeling a little tired. I'm a little tired, but I'm excited for tomorrow because that gym had some pretty cool lighting in that side corner. Like that is the spot. And tomorrow, guess what I've got? I've got some chest. So I think I'm going to come in a little bit extra early, just for one, because I got to get back on Ohio time. Right now, what time is it now? Yeah, it's 11:51. In Ohio, it's 2:51. I'm 3 hours behind. 3 hours ahead? I don't know. But either way, if I wake up at 8 o'clock here, that's really waking up at 11 o'clock in Ohio. So I got to start waking up extra early so that when I go back, things are moving and I'm not just like a total slacker waking up at noon. Plus the cats need to freaking eat in the morning. They got a good schedule for breakfast. But yeah, that was solid. I was getting myself amped up for that set of squats too. But it's nothing, I don't know what I've got to change. I guess it's a little bit different now because I'm not trying to grow. I'm just maintaining my size and strength as I get leaner, or as I want to maintain a lean build for a couple more months and then start growing in the wintertime. But there was a certain feeling of warming up for a squat like 2 years ago, back when 5 plates, any more than that was totally new territory. Like I'm talking, and it's not as though I was like wired sleepy or anything. Like I'd be lifting at 2 a.m. in Immortal, but I was waking up super late, like at like freaking noon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is when I was in college during that COVID year, so it was kind of like a lot of classes were asynchronous. You didn't actually really have to have a good schedule. It was just kind of it was an interesting time. That was the nocturnal era. But if I had 5 plates on the bar, even just looking at it was getting me just like snarling. My heart rate was getting up. Like I wouldn't even if I didn't have music to get me amped, like just shit was going freaking crazy at the time. But now I got to kind of fight for that feeling. Like if I want to get that feeling on squats, I mean, I got to really pick a specific song, start thinking, I don't even know. I don't have a specific thought. Like if you ever heard Eddie Hall talk about hitting a crazy deadlift, I think he said something like, imagining picking a car off of his kids or something. Just something to just get him fucking crazy. It's hard because I'm kind of getting used to it now. Like that's that much weight. I've done it for so long. It feels a little bit more normal. Not in the sense that I can just magically do more. Like 5 plates is still fucking heavy, but it's like I just don't get that anxious feeling. I used to be nervous for legs 2 days before leg day. Like just even hitting a squat like that of that same intensity used to be like, holy shit, okay, I've got back and then I've got arms and then holy crap, legs again. Like I was getting myself amped days in advance, like but not as much now. And I guess that's a good thing, because that means I'm getting more comfortable with it. And that's, it's kind of how it always should be. Because, I think about it like this. The guys who are really locked in, right, who are the most locked in, I'd say, are the ones where just coming to the gym, lifting, getting their workout done, getting it done well, not just done, tracking their macros, getting a good sleep. Their routine is so on point that it no longer feels like a chore. It's simply kind of what they do. Like they've wired themselves and they've programmed their day in such a way that that's just how they are, man. They're going to roll up and hit a 5-plate squat. They're going to get a crazy ass chest pump, even if things aren't going your way. Even if you're maybe freaking out about this, that, or the other, and your headspace is kind of just like all over the place. The dude who's really serious, in the sense that he's been lifting very consistently, very well, not letting things get in his way, having good prep, sleep, hydration, food, he can handle some deviation. He can handle getting pushed around and not lose his balance because his support system of his workouts are so good that he can't be thrown off. It's like you're a fucking gyroscope. So bear with me here. Once you get spinning fast enough, once you get spinning smooth enough, and you've got so much momentum built up, then it actually gets difficult to get out of that groove. It gets difficult to freaking lock out because that's just what you do, So my difficulty with that, even in the beginning, like 18-year-old, this would be 16-year-old Sam back in 2018, I was in. I had quit doing gymnastics, which was like a 3-hour-a-day time commitment with a lot of energy expenditure. Like, if you know anything about a freaking male gymnast, maybe one of your buddies or something, guys who actually end up doing it in college, they were in really good shape. They're freaking jumping around, spinning, doing calisthenics workouts. I was good. I wasn't like college good, but 3 hours a day, really high activity. So I just, like it's that scene in Indiana Jones where he swaps out the totem for the bag of sand. Like that was how quick or how smooth swapping out that daily gymnastics practice with a freaking pump ended up being for me. So it was like off rip, boom, every day. I think it took a little longer than that. I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning. I was just kind of benching every couple days in the basement just to see what I could do. But by the time I actually, knew what I was doing, I learned what a split was and that sort of stuff. Shit, man. Nothing was stopping me. I don't care if we're on a family trip or whatever. I'm getting a workout somewhere. Or I'll just hit like a freaking bodyweight workout. Like if you locked me up in a freaking 10 by 10 foot cellar, straight out of Saw, I could get a badass chest pump. Give me 30 minutes, but even with nothing, it would still freaking happen. So, it's kind of I guess you could almost say it's kind of paradoxical, or at least maybe not paradoxical, but unintuitive, that the guys who work out the hardest actually have it the easiest. Because in a way, like in your own mind, once you stick to a routine and you've given yourself these constraints of, I'm going to do it, You lock in for a week, you lock in for 2 weeks, you are now building up those kind of habits. Well, you get to ride that momentum, and then it's no longer a chore. In the beginning, it is an accomplishment for someone who's never worked out before to work out 6 days a week. That in and of itself, it doesn't matter how good or bad the workouts were, simply showing up 6 times that week, that's badass, right? Everybody starts at level 1. You know, if you've been working out for a while, you're going to think that and think, man, I show up 6 days a week every week. That's not hard for me. It's like, yeah, no fucking wonder. You've been working out for 2 years, right? You're higher than level 1. You're level 30. So now your goal should be, all right, man, I'm showing up every day this week, but I'm also killing it every day. I'm not letting anything stop me. And even if you have a shitty workout, you can still think of that as a W, because all it means is you overcame the challenge of, you know, fuck, I was super busy, or I was dealing with this or whatever, and I still killed it. So even if the workout wasn't like optimal, perfectly perfect, you still kind of challenge yourself in a way and stuck to your routine, right? Now, boom, every time you do that, every time you push it a little bit harder, act a little bit stricter, in a good way, you know, every time you say, man, I'm not having a scoop of ice cream right now, guys. Give me a Diet Coke, I'm good. You know, some shit like that. I'm not saying you have to do that all the time. There's room for fluctuations in your diet. But when you know, man, you don't need to cheat on your diet, man. You don't need to be cheating right now. Lock in. When you know that and you shut that shit down, that brings you up a notch. That brings you up one level. And every level is only a few percentage points better than the one previous. But the more you do that, right? Shit. There's a reason why nobody wants to play, oh my God, what the hell is this game called? It's like Street Fighter, but it's newer. Genji, no, I don't know what the hell it is. Well, there's a reason nobody wants to play Street Fighter 2 with you if you're a freaking legend at it, because you're so good, right? So it's like the more you do it, the better you get at it. I can't put it any simpler than that. The more you keep showing up, the easier it'll be to show up, and the more you're going to want to see how far you can push yourself. I don't do a really hard set of squats because I'm thinking, well, honestly, I'm not, even during that workout, during basically all my workouts, I'm not ever really thinking, wow, this workout is going to make my legs grow. You know, this workout is gonna give me thicker quads and deeper quad striations. That's not what I'm thinking. You know, I might think that on the way to the gym or when I'm outside the gym thinking about working out. But when I'm actually there, pre-taken, music playing, warming up, moving weight around, all I'm thinking is go fucking nuts. See how hard I can go. That's my kind of bar. That's my progress bar that I'm trying to reach, or that I'm trying to fill up throughout the workout. And in doing so, shit, man, if at the end of the workout I did push myself hard, maybe, you know, at least as hard as I normally go, maybe a little bit extra, right? Everything else just kind of falls into place. All the other pieces just start moving on their own. So that's why I'm kind of such an effort intensity kind of advocate, whether it's, you know, a heavier weight set, lighter squeezing set, you know, just your training in general. The guys who go the hardest go the furthest. And that doesn't necessarily mean the most freaking successful bodybuilder or the most, you know, whatever. They get their gains for their own sake and they reap the benefits, you know. So as much as there's a freaking, you know, zillion pounders out there, bigger, leaner, stronger, whatever, you know, what are you supposed to do? Be upset that there's a Bezos out in the world? There's a zillion, actually a zillion dollars ahead of you is probably a good way to put it with someone like him. It's like, you know, whatever. Right? You gotta live your own life in your own kind of world. So maybe that might feel selfish for some people to kind of put your blinders on like that. But comparison is, on occasion, the thief of joy. Sometimes it's a good motivator. I'm not going to say it's always the thief of joy, but, you know, sometimes you got to just kind of, you know, just worry about you, man. Put your own freaking oxygen mask on before you worry about anybody else. But that's badass leg day. Even just after that little rant, that's getting me excited now. So I'm going to be pumped for chest tomorrow. I might eat a little extra carbs tonight just to hit a little bit of a fuller, stronger lift then. But I don't know. I'll figure it out. But either way, I'll fucking see you tomorrow.